And here we are, the Blade Barracks. Consider yourself our guest until we finish getting you registered. Feel free to come and go as you please.
So, I'm gonna keep playing this as a guy who's interested, because I am interested, but I find it crazy that I can just keep being like, I don't really care. No, I don't really care. You should have just left me in the pod, hungover, out in the wild.
I think I can answer that one. So, you must be the latest rescue.
Secretary Nagi.
Nisku. Chipper as always, I see.
What can I say? Pep is my middle name.
I ran into Doug Barrett on the way here, and he didn't seem quite so upbeat. Anything about today's flight I should know?
I may have tried to CO2 poison
Nothing to
him.
worry about.
Her hair clips are the Monado.
More importantly, Elma, you found another one. Excellent work out there.
Just doing my job, Mr. Secretary.
Now, as for officially registering our new citizen here,
Why don't we talk inside? There's a lot of ground to cover. And it could take some time.
ah yes, of course. Forgive me. You must be weary from the stasis and your journey back to us. Please, after you.
I'll put on some tea.
I don't know a damn thing about Xenoblade Chronicles other than it, like the whole thing takes place on top of two big creatures, and I guess in them. But I recognize Shulk's weapon when I see it.
Allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Kentaro Nagi. You may remember me as Captain of the White Whale. Now I serve as Secretary of Defense here for New LA. The provisional government has charged me with keeping the peace, so all military and police matters fall under my jurisdiction.
He's also my superior officer. And he'd be an excellent person to talk to when you're ready to start looking for work.
What about a job right here with Blade? He seems capable.
Let's give it a little more time. At least until he knows enough to be able to make an informed decision.
Now I'll decide
Seems
right
to be
now.
suffering
Sign me up.
from some form of memory loss.
Memory loss.
And speech impairment, because I haven't said a single thing.
He could barely remember his name, and nothing at all about what happened to Earth or the White Whale.
I see. Though, come to think of it, the entire lot of us have only been on this planet for what, 2 months? It shouldn't take very long to get caught up.
My thoughts exactly.
Well then, where should we begin?
Let's run down the list.
It started at the end, 2 years ago. The end of Earth. The casualty of a battle between two hyper-advanced alien civilizations.
2056 is when this takes place.
Their
Okay.
technology and weapons were
Yikes, that's
beyond
not far off.
We were like infants, naked, powerless. The Earth was reduced to ash and blown away.
I still wonder if I hadn't been there. If maybe all of this could have somehow been avoided.
No one can know that, Elma. What we do know is without you, there'd have been no Project Exodus, and no escape for any of us. Did it go perfectly? No. But we are here, and we are alive. We survived. So yes, Project Exodus. Once we learned the Earth might be threatened, we needed a plan to preserve all her various life forms. That plan was the Earth Life Colonization Project. otherwise known as Project Exodus.
Those of us who escaped on the White Whale spent over 2 years wandering in space. 2 hard years. But we clung to our mission, find a habitable planet and settle there. We had no idea how long it would take. Or that the decision would eventually be made for us.
The xenoforms found us again, and, well, it wasn't a happy reunion. Earth wasn't enough. They wanted humanity destroyed. For better and for worse, we were close to planet Mira when we lost control of the White Whale. Inertia and gravity took it from there.
The ship had taken way too much damage to survive entering the atmosphere intact. We had no choice. We channeled all the power we had left to soft land the habitat. Once the dust cleared, we set to work transforming it into its current state. Searching for survivors, establishing Blade, installing the provisional government. Basically, making it a sustainable city.
Okay. So about Blade.
Blade is an acronym.
I
Failures
figured.
of a legacy after the destruction of Earth. Quite fitting, I think.
That's a
It's a
mouthful.
relatively new organization. Up there in space, we had plenty of provisions, and a crew trained to handle the limited amount of situations we might encounter in our travels. But of course, all that changed after we lost most of our ship and came crashing down here on Mira. We needed food, water, search and rescue teams, surveyors, police. The list goes on and on. It was too much for the provisional government to manage on its own, so Blade was born. The idea was to have one central organization, different disciplines to fill these various roles. Its core was pulled from the Coalition military, so it's mostly former soldiers. But fighting isn't our most important duty. Right now we have a single top priority that supersedes all others. The search for and recovery of the Lifehold.
What now?
Take a look at this.
I'm invested, man. I love dumb space shit. This is great.
The White Whale was designed to carry an exceedingly large number of passengers, all of them held in stasis. All housed in a structure called the Lifehold.
And I
This
assume
is
it
a complete schematic of that facility.
blew up and sent
Only
everyone
essential
everywhere.
Personnel were conscious and active for the journey from Earth. The flight crew, maintenance engineers, and of course, some military so we could defend ourselves if necessary. But the vast majority were in the Lifehold. Are in the Lifehold. With any luck, they're all still there, in stasis, waiting to be rescued. But there's a problem. We now know the Lifehold broke apart along with the rest of the ship when we came down on Mira. What we don't know is exactly where all the pieces landed. Not very comforting, I know. Blade's top priority now is locating the missing units.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It blew up, disintegrated, and sent all the survivors just all over the planet. Hopefully.
Ah, yes. All citizens of NLA are required to register their name, age, and occupation. We also ask you report any personal assets and take a short survey regarding your current state of health. All purely as a precaution. I'm sure you understand. As the caretakers of humanity's survival, we all have certain responsibilities.
And hey, it's not all bad. Registering gets you access to all kinds of public services.
It's literally just a
In
census.
any case, I'm sure this is all a lot to digest. You'll be wanting some time. Miss Koo, even I'm tired of hearing myself speak. Why don't you take our guest out for some air? Perhaps a tour of the administrative district.
Yes, sir. Come on, we'll keep this briefing brief.
Yay! What did I do? Summary, take a guided tour of the Blade Administrative District with Lynn and Elma and learn more about life as a member of Blade. I earned 20 shirts and 5,000 coins. And I leave the Blade... I need to leave the Blade Barracks. Cool! I know he said keep it short, but I want to see if I can talk to him some more. As you explore the administrative district, think about what sort of life you'd like to lead here in New LA. Okay, take all the time you need. I'll be right here whenever you're ready. He will never leave this spot. Because video games. He will stand here for the next 90 million years until he phases out of existence. Alright, so... This is... Wow, they just warped. Alright, so we've got our bar, we've got a sink. It is 23 degrees Celsius, which is a lie because Americans don't use that. We use Fahrenheit. There's some low-res tomato soup in the pot. Amazon still delivers all the way out here. Good on them. Hey, remember what I said about a switch port? It doesn't exist yet. It doesn't exist at the time of posting this. But hey, like, up-res the box and make those legible. Little details go an insanely long way. Fair. Where? This way. This way? This way. Exit to AD. Wait. Yes. Again, mentioned it before, there's really nothing going on the gamepad. I've got options for like Nemesis results, Scout rewards, Division spoils, but again, like, I think these are all online, which doesn't exist anymore.
You know, it's not every day we're authorized to let a civilian tour the administrative district.
Yeah. Nagi must really, really want him to join Blade.
The AD is a bit different from the other districts. It's got everything a Blade would need, all in one place, without any extra fluff.
Get a load of that Skell. Even the way that they walk is so cool. Oh yeah, work it, baby.
Uh-oh. I might want to retract what I said earlier about there being no weird characters. I figured out what a Skell is, so sure, I'll geek out. I love big robots. Chicks dig big robots.
Aren't they just the coolest?
See?
Everything about them. The lasers, the force fields, the bipedal and vehicular transformations. You ever have that dream where you're inside one and it's just transforming over and over and over? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Actually, I don't normally show this to people, but I've been working on some Skell fanfiction. Hold on, I'll just pull it up here. 1 sec.
Lynn?
Oh, right. Sorry.
Originally, Skells were developed as a defensive measure to counter potential alien threats.
Technosexuality is the word I was looking for. In case you heard me typing in the background.
Still, just look around you. New LA has gone from basically nothing to this in just 2 short months. We could never have come so far, so fast, without Skell technology. I'd love to get you into one to see for yourself, but it's not that simple.
Well, yeah, duh. For one thing, only Blades are allowed to pilot Skells. And even then, you need a license.
All more reason to register.
These aren't toys we're talking about. They're complex machines with powerful weapons. And they're a precious resource. We only have so many of them to go around. So yes, as you might imagine, the certification process is a fairly rigorous one.
I'm sure you're thinking, where do I sign up for the test? But it's not that simple. They choose you. not the other way around. You can't just walk in the front door and volunteer.
There is some criteria. The details are largely hidden, but basically, HQ only allows the cream of the crop to take the test. Blades who go above and beyond in their duties, and for the people of New LA in general.
So what do you say? If you become a blade and work hard, I'm sure it'll only be a matter of time before they tap you on the shoulder.
Speaking of work, that reminds me. Why don't we check out the mission control board first? That's where we take on our assignments.
Don't
Good
I?
call. Let's head on over.
Don't I still have to like complete my registration to become a blade? Or did we already do that and I just wasn't paying attention because I was looking up the term for robot fetishism on Wikipedia while she was geeking out? That went from geeking out to being creepy real quick.
We don't have a dispatch system yet, so blades usually choose their own assignments. Everyone comes here and selects from the missions available on the board.
And it's not just official blade tasks. Anyone with a request is free to post here. Businesses, citizens, whoever.
Yeah, it's basically how anything gets done in New LA, so the board is constantly updated. Just about every blade will stop by here at some point in their shift.
It's like our second home. You'll always find a number of blades around here, blowing off steam or browsing mission control for their next assignment.
Whenever I get freed up, I'll stop here first thing to check for any missions I might be suited for.
Likewise. And if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo, that's what the scout console is for. We should show you that next.
The scout
Hey, who's giving this
console.
tour anyway? We also have the scout console, if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo. And Elma just said that, didn't she?
Have I already been there? Have I? Yes, I did attempt to do this, and it was like, nope, you don't have an ID yet.
Ta-da! The Blade Scout Console. When the going gets tough, the tough go to the Scout Console. You know, to get tougher.
If you do end up joining us, you'll quickly realize just how important this little kiosk is. A lot of the mission control assignments are too much for any one blade to handle. They tend to call for multiple members with specialized knowledge or unique skills. This console lets you search for and recruit other blades to fill those roles for just such an occasion.
You can't spell blade without team. Sort of. Anyway, awesome, right? So, you're ready to join up?
Hang on, Lynn. Take it easy, would you?
What? I'm just saying you'd have to be some kind of an idiot not to want to join Blade. Or maybe a crazy person.
Oh, and here I thought you might be pressuring our guest.
Apology accepted. Now, how about a little shopping? And I'm not talking about the stuff over in the commercial district. I'm talking about Armory Alley.
Oh hell yeah! Now we're talking. Is this like the mech customization, Armory Alley? So something else I should have looked up while I was looking up the other things. Who made Daemon Ex Machina? Was that Monolith Soft as well? Because it did occur to me that the skells do look a lot like some of the designs in Daemon Ex Machina. In fact, I think there is a part set that you can unlock that is very reminiscent of some of the skells that I've seen walking around, and some of them that have been off to the side. So I know I should be paying attention. Again, just the limited amount of character models and customization. I've seen these ladies and I've seen these dudes about a dozen times now. That's my only knock against this game so far. Yeah, like, I should be paying attention, but let me look that up real quick. Let me see who made Daemon Ex Machina. Cool, I can't do this. It's the one next to it.
So this street's what we call Armory Alley.
Blades can requisition equipment from any of the vendors here.
I won't lie, most Blade members face danger on a daily basis. Having the latest gear isn't about impressing your friends. It's a matter of survival.
True enough. And that goes not only for your personal armor and weapons, what we call ground gear, but for skell equipment as well.
You can even buy whole skells. Can you imagine owning your own skell? Huh? Oh, right, the door. I think all that's left is the heart of Blade itself. Blade Tower.
It was not. It was not. It was published by Marvelous, though. Which is kind of wild, considering Marvelous also published my admittedly favorite guilty pleasure series, Senran Kagura. It's okay if you don't know what that is. It doesn't exist anymore because the creator rage quit. He rage quit, and now they only make a mobile game and a game with lesbian jet ski racers, something like that. Julius wasn't the guy that I was supposed to like. No, it was Carl. I'm gonna talk to him anyway while we're here.
Working hard?
Ask him about the Earthlife colonialization project. Colonization, not colonialization. Whoops, that's a different thing. Interstellar ships took off from a number of cities. However, we don't have any idea what happened to the others. We've been transmitting a signal from Mira in an attempt to establish contact, but we haven't had any replies yet. It's possible that we're all that's left of humanity. No, ignore that. We mustn't lose hope.
Working hard?
I mean, I think I know what's troubling him based on what he just said.
What to do?
The expansion of Frontier Nav hasn't been progressing the way I'd hoped. It's mainly because of interference from one of the indigents, though I suppose we are the ones encroaching on their turf. It's only natural they'd fight to protect it. I just wish we could find a way to install the data probes without having to do so much needless fighting. Is there a... Sick. Yeah, like, I feel like, level 4. Field level skill... Aren't I, like, level 7? Yeah, like... So, it's a different studio, but again, I feel like... There are some armor sets, there are some Machina sets in Daemon X Machina that look very reminiscent of the Skells. I'm looking to see if like the same guy that worked on that game and like tons of other things as far as mech design is concerned, I'm curious to see if he worked on this game as well. Apparently he also did stuff for like Transformers. Like he helped the design, like helped create Optimus Prime and whatnot.
Here's what I know.
Wait, didn't we run into Stella, like, somewhere else? She's a gossip chick, isn't she? We officers are aware that not all of New LA citizens are on board with Director General Shawson's policies, but the more we allow our ideals to enslave us, the grimmer our situation will become. That is true. Hopefully our breakthrough opportunity will present itself eventually, and you've got the look of someone that just might be able to accomplish that. If you're ever ready to be that opportunity, let me know and I'll assign you something important. Well, Stella.
Intel is sparse, but...
Are you familiar with the continent comprised of nothing but wastelands far to the east of New LA? We're receiving reports of non-naturally occurring structures in that region. We need to find some answers about who built these structures and what became of them, and do it fast. I guess I'll have to post a mission for the Pathfinders division.
So yeah, Blade Tower. When we come here, it's usually to stop by Blade HQ. The higher-ups, like Secretary Nagi and Commander Vandam, will spend most of their day here. The government leaders, too. They're based in the tower. Guys like our new Director General Maurice Chassan, for example.
Blades sometimes report to the leadership here after we finish key assignments. You'll want to remember this place.
And that about does it for our tour. So, what do you think? Pretty amazing setup, right? You can't wait to join Blade, right?
Okay, Lynn, seriously, that's enough. We're not here to make a sales pitch. We just want you to have all the facts so you can make an informed decision to join us, or not. Now that you've seen where and how we work, hopefully it made a good impression, but your decision will be just that, your decision. In any case, let's head back to the barracks. Secretary Nagi will be waiting.
Cool, let's see if I remember how to get back there. Hey, so loosely related. So Shoji Kawamori did not work on this game, but he did work on Daemon X Machina. He also worked on Devil May Cry 5. I was combining the Cry and 5. He worked on Omega Boost, Eureka 7, Silent Line, Ace Combat, Assault Horizon as a guest designer, and he also worked on a small indie game called Armored Core 6. Also worked on the Transformers 1984 and 2006 toy lines. He was a writer on the Vision of Escaflowne. He also worked on the 2015 version of Thunderbirds. He worked on Ghost in the Shell, Basquash, Gordian Warrior. He worked on Ulysses 31, Eureka 7, Patlabor. What the fuck? How have I not heard of this guy? And how did he work on everything literally except this game? I did everything. Let's go get some rest at the tower. Oh wait, no, we gotta talk to Nagi. Wherever that was. Not that way. It was in... Can I cut through the tower? Can I cut through the tower? It doesn't seem like I can. Alright. Long way it is. What the... Oh, Jesus. Phantoms. Have you seen that timer they put... Okay, so nobody knows what it's for then. Yeah, the timer and the countdown. Or count up. Let me go out here so I can look up. Use arts to topple it. I did catch that. This ain't Earth. Don't expect that you'll be able to trust your instincts. Yep. Different planet. This is your supposed Los Angeles, but yeah, different planet, different rules. What is this at? Is it still at 60%? Yeah. Watch. That's like a countdown timer for like new... I keep wanting to say Neo, just because everything is like Neo. Neo New York, Neo LA, Neo Tokyo. Yeah, watch that be like, oh yeah, we have 60% power left before we just lose oxygen and we all die. Barely 70% complete, but it's not like we have the luxury of waiting around for it to be finished. Right? I'm trying to go there. I'm trying to go there. There's Kent, there's Sherry. It was Sherry, not Stella. There's a wolf. Whoops, sorry lady, you just kind of phased into existence there. There's the barracks. I still haven't run into Carl. The one that I'm supposed to say like, hey man, Trevor wants to put his foot up your ass for being really bad at your job. Still haven't run into him yet. I think it was like over by the armory though, or like the Scale Bay. I think he's underneath. I think he's in the hangar somewhere. I was wrong, he's sitting on the couch now.
Honey, we're home.
Yes, very amusing.
Who wants a fresh cup of tea?
Thank you, Miss Cooper, but I can't stay long. I just wanted to pass along a request from your commanding officer.
Commander Vanda? Does it have anything to do with our new arrival?
Correct. He stopped by while you were out on your tour. He said he'll come back, but that I shouldn't wait to ask you.
Here we go. I bet I can guess.
You probably can. He wants to fast-track our new friend here for blade duty with a training assignment.
What in the hell are we waiting for?
As he put it.
The commander Commander does have a way with words.
Makes even my pitch sound smooth.
I explained about the memory issues, but he didn't see it as a problem. And to be honest, given our current need for blade recruits, I can't say I entirely disagree.
Hey, it's not me you need to convince. Blade service is voluntary, remember?
Of course. And I would never force or coerce anyone. Well, friend, what do you say? Can we count on you to do your part?
Nah. Yeah, I guess.
I knew you'd make the right choice. Welcome to the organization. Elma, he can start on your team. You'll begin training immediately.
Yes, Mr. Secretary. With pleasure.
All right. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club.
The good one, I hope. Also, wow, it was just that easy the whole time. Hey, do you want to join? Yeah, I
Let's
guess.
discuss that.
Cool,
training.
welcome aboard.
We've decided to start you out on a probe installation, just to get your feet wet.
I guess we should back up. Here in New LA, we're using a specialized computer system called Frontier Nav to help us deploy a sensor grid across Mira.
I've heard.
A network of data probes that allows us to monitor conditions and collect all kinds of information about the planet.
Expanding that grid and filling in the blind spots is one of Blade's highest priorities. Here, take a look at this. What you're seeing on screen is a terrain map that includes New LA and the surrounding landmass. As you can see, we've divided the area into a series of hexagonal blocks. We call these blocks segments. Together, they form our grid. We determined this was the most efficient path in the limited range of our probes. Based on it, we know exactly where we need the probes to go. Now we just have to restore them.
At every corner.
The sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned. The Frontier Nav probes can also detect the general locations of living things in the vicinity, which comes in handy if we need to track down a blade or another citizen.
Yes, quite handy indeed. So for this first exercise, you'll be heading here, to that white segment. Go there, install the data probe, and then come back home.
Got it. East of the city.
In that case, we can take the east gate out of the administrative district, right? We should be there in no time.
I'll leave the details on the data probe installation procedure to you.
Of course, Mr. Secretary. All right, you two, shall we?
Yeah. Training or not, let's go install the hell out of that probe.
Mining probe, research probe, $10,000. Install the data probe at the Frontier Nav site and complete training. Head east to the designated site on the East Gate Plain. Easy enough.